My name is Mona. During session, I had the pleasure of mentoring Aadya. She's a seventh grader at Rancho Milpitas Middle School. And, from our first session working together, I was super impressed with Aadya's curiosity and confidence, especially when I learned she'd already been introduced to C programming at school. Um, as a seventh grader, so super impressive. I never took a programming class until I got to college. So Aadya also has a deep love for music and dance, and so we decided to combine her creative spirit with her technical interests and in building her magic project that you are all going to get to learn about today. Over the course of our sessions, Aadya really dove into learning Python through Code Academy. And we really spent a lot of time focusing not just on coding, but on building strong habits around testing, debugging, and understanding core programming principles like object-oriented design. Aadya approached every single session with focus, with great resilience, and a really great sense of humor. And I really hope she walks away with the confidence to take on new programming languages and also any other challenges in the future. And I'm now going to turn it over to her to present her final project, Music Catcher.
Hi, I'm Aadya G. I'm a seventh grader at Rancho Milpitas Middle School at Milpitas, California. This is my amazing mentor who gave a great speech, Mona Kashyap. She's an MBA student, MBA business student at Columbia Business School. She used to work as a software engineer in Moody Analytics, which is based in New York City. She's completed her master's in computer science from the University of Illinois, which is in Chicago, Urbana-Champaign. She grew up in Chicago and she loves to cook, run, and spend time with her family. Next slide, we should say. This is my project. My project is Music Catcher. It's a single player game which helps students with music. And it's through like a Flappy Bird style interface where you collect points and lose points. I use this in using the Pygame library. I coded it in Python. And I picked this specifically because I love music a lot and I've been playing guitar for a couple years and I always have my headphones on. And my sister loves playing Roblox. She's always asking me to play with her. So I decided to create a game that she also enjoyed playing. I picked a video game because my generation tends to have a small attention span when it comes to learning things, including myself. So absorbing things through a game can really help and make an impact. It could also be a faster, more efficient process. I use Code Academy to learn Python, and I used Replit to create my project, and I learned how to debug code and test code. Next slide. So I started my magical journey with my mentor, and we worked on a bunch of Python lessons with a bunch of different Python basics. We also made a sample Python project, which was a Flappy style game just to figure out and touch on the base of the Pygame library. And then later, my mentor made a template on Replit, which helped me create a beginner project and helped me apply Python using my skills that I've learned in Code Academy. This project and my magic presentation reflects my music and my love for programming and coding. Next slide. These are the rules for my game. So these are the basics for Music Catcher. So there'll be a little character icon, which is a note, and you can use the left and right keys to control it around the screen. If you collect music notes and collide your player with these music notes, you'll gain 10 points and your score will increase. But your main objective is to avoid red obstacles like red bolts and red X's, which will decrease your score by 20 points. Your game will end if your score is negative, below 0, and the goal is to get the highest score without hitting the red obstacles. Go to the next slide. This is my final product. This is the home screen, and it shows when the game opens. So on the home screen, you'll see the name of the game and a decorated background. You'll see it'll say press enter to start so you can start playing. The second photo is what happens when my game opens. You'll see your little note icon that you can use using the left and right keys. You can collide with notes, avoid the X's. Go to the next slide. This is the example of a lightning bolt that you don't want to collide with because it'll decrease your score by 20. And that's an example of an X, which you don't want to collide with either because it'll also decrease your score by 20. Go to the next slide. These are the music notes that you do want to collide with because they'll increase your score by 10. And this is what happens when your score becomes negative and it goes below 0. This is the ending screen that'll show you game over, and you can restart if you want to. You can go to the next slide. This is my demo. So this is there's audio on it. I don't know if it will show, but this is my game, Music Catcher. Show the beginning. This is an example of me playing the game. So my score will go up by 10 each time I collide with the music note. It'll go down with an X every time I collide with an X. And my score goes up in the box in the left corner. I programmed this using Python and Pygame libraries. Then when I collided with the X, my game is over because my score went under 0 and it became negative. This is my magical experience. I learned how to test my code and repeatedly test it to check for errors. I learned how to debug and read the console, and I was taught to Google the errors, ask AI anything that could help you to fix any of the errors. I learned Python mainly through Code Academy, and I went over lists, loops, functions, etc. Some challenges I had was that debugging became a little hard and a little frustrating while I did it. And it took a while to plan like the layout for my project and what I should use. So my highlights is that I spent time with Mona, my mentor, and this helped me find a new career path that I'm interested in or a new hobby. Go to the next slide. So these are some work to be done and some future steps just to look out for. I want to incorporate audio, and so you can hear it and you can hear the guitar in the background, hear piano, hear instruments. And I think we could add more testing functionality to the code itself. And then we could also add new additional functionality, like we could add some new music notes, new obstacles, or add some new instruments other than guitar and piano. You can go to the next slide. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Aadya. That is such a creative way to blend music and code. Very cool. Next slide.
Any
questions from the audience?
Given this experience, did it give you insights as to what you might want to pursue at the high school as well as potentially college level?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think before this, like as Mona mentioned, I had like a little bit of background in C because in school my elective is tech. So we went over C and now we're going a bunch of AI stuff. But before that, I didn't really know like what computer programming was. Like I looked up to my parents who did their jobs in computer programming coding, but I didn't exactly know what it was. But spending time with Magic and my mentor, I learned like Python, how to use it, and how to make stuff out of it. So I think definitely when I go to high school, I'll look for more like STEAM related things because I know what it is now.
Awesome.
I have a question for Aadya on the Zoom. So first of all, wonderful job and presentation. I was wondering, you mentioned you had a background with C and then you're learning Python here. And then you also mentioned the elective with AI. I was curious, what did you feel, how do you feel about C now compared to Python? Was there anything that excited you about one or the other?
Yeah, so with C, we did it for only like half the semester when we were doing tech. It was kind of like more of an introduction. So I like did my homework stuff and I got it. But I think once I started learning Python, I gained more knowledge about different styles of coding languages, and I like made connections with C and Python. I also saw some differences, some similarities, and anything that like helped me in both languages. So I think C helped me now on with Python, but yeah, I think C really helped when I went to learn Python, but I think I use Python more now and like it.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, everyone. Let's take about 5 seconds before we move on. Next